more money to healthcare, or more money to social programs, or education. It's all going instead to the big corporations. They're the beneficiaries. And you know, our province is 90% resource-oriented. And the resource companies, and I'm sure the shareholders particularly, are rubbing their hands. Their shares may become worth more, but the economy is going to be hurt. And we're going to lose jobs through all of this, not make jobs. Jobs will be created eventually in the manufacturing sector, and that somehow prices will eventually come down. Well, the best example of what will happen to your prices was given us by the provincial government themselves when they discovered that the price of a bottle of wine could go down. When they go from PST to HST, the instructions went to the Liquor Control Board, you up the profits, you up the prices, so that the price remains the same. There won't be a reduction in prices. Prices will continue to go up instead. And we're taking money from the consumers. They have less money to spend, and that's going to hurt the economy throughout the whole of the province. Than to have you, the people, forget about what's happening with the HST. They would like us all to forget. We're going to keep reminding them, this is only the beginning. We have the rallies, we'll go to the initiative, we'll have the referendum, we'll do whatever it takes, and we'll go from now until election time so that the people won't forget. Again, I'm extremely pleased to see people of all political persuasions here today. All the people that are putting the people ahead of party politics, ahead of the political party. And I hope the Liberals in Victoria will listen to that and remember that if they forget the people, if all they think about is themselves, their political party, and their warm seats in the legislature, they're in trouble. They're going to be in bigger trouble still. So to begin with, I would like to introduce to you, although I'm sure that Tom will have a few words to add, the leader of the official opposition. He's done a great job, and he's no doubt brought a lot of you here. Harold James.
Talking to the public about the HST. I met with the senior dollars that don't get her to the end of the month even further. It's not possible for her. She's put her name on a wait list for a long-term care home because she can't afford to stay in her own house. Now, how is that helping seniors and British Columbia? I visited Kamloops a few weeks ago, and I arrived the night before and went out for dinner at a restaurant in downtown Kamloops, and I finished up and asked the waiter for the bill. And the waiter said there is no bill. Because I'm so thrilled that somebody's speaking out on our behalf as workers and as owners in the restaurant industry that I want to take care of your dinner. And I told him I'd keep fighting the HST as well. But you know, it's not simply an anger at this regressive tax that, by the way, will do nothing to bring ongoing resources into our province to support public services. The government has said this is revenue neutral. It will bring no new resources on an ongoing basis to help our education system, or to help our healthcare system, or to build quality public services that we care about. But people aren't simply angry at the HST, they're angry at the way the government brought it in. The public is angry at being betrayed by this government. And I have to tell you, I think it shows how angry people are when you can get political opponents up on the stage together. Yes, Bill Vandersalm and I have been on opposite sides of many issues. In fact, I have to say thank you to Bill, because it was actually Bill's government that first got me involved in politics when I walked the picket line against the customer rebate education. But I have to tell you that there's a fundamental thing that people expect from government and politicians, and that's to tell the truth. And because people have been betrayed, it will take all of us, of every political stripe, people who've never been involved in politics before, it will take all of us